Hello, glorious soul. Welcome to your Soul Service Astrology update for 26th September 2022. Hello, I'm Kel. I'm a 13-sign sidereal astrologer. If we haven't met, welcome. Welcome to Soul Service Astrology. Please subscribe so that you get these updates every week. Now, briefly, what's the difference between 13-sign sidereal astrology and the rest of the astrology that you'll see on YouTube? 13-sign sidereal astrology generally matches what you can see in the sky. So it generally matches astronomy. I think that's important. We need to be able to be looking at our sky, seeing what's there at night, of course, because it's a bit hard to see what the stars and the sun and the moon are doing during the day, and allowing that to filter into our experience, how we're feeling, perhaps what we're questioning inside ourselves, perhaps the changes that we want to make, perhaps it's our service and our purpose. I also believe that we need to be looking out and looking at the seasons that are sort of in and around us and closer to us, and connecting with the environment and letting that companion us on our journey this lifetime. And definitely to embrace making change, because if there is one constant in this life, change is it. All right, so without further ado, let's take a look at what's going on in the sky for the week of 26th. We start the week off with a bang, with a new moon in Virgo. So welcome to our first Virgo lunar month for the year. Because of the size of Virgo, it's fairly regular occurrence that we have 2 Virgo new moons in a year. So this is our first one for this year. So let's speak first about what the energy of the new moon is, regardless of the sign. So the new moon of the energy is, it's not illuminated, it's fresh. It's going to be new. It's getting ready to grow again. We've been through a cycle. We've done some things. We've felt some things. We've experienced some things in the balsamic moon, the moon phase before the new moon. You can get rid of some stuff and release some things. And then on the new moon, it's this fresh, innocent feeling where you can step into your innocence. You can look at things anew. What is my intention for the next 29 and a half days? With our emotional intelligence feeling new and fresh, innocent, childlike wonder and awe in Virgo, how might that express? It might express more, okay, so I might be looking more at my health and my wellness. And I might be looking at it from, rather than the component parts, which you could look at from a Taurus new moon, with Virgo, we're looking at it a little bit more holistically. What are the parts that make up, to me, feeling and being well? So I would suggest that this new moon is a wonderful opportunity to examine and intend what changes that you want to bring to your health and your wellness. And then, of course, you can start to take some actions around those over the new moon, this lunar moon phase. Additionally, another thing that you might like to do is look at your purpose and service. Maybe there's some questions that you still have there. Maybe there's some examination that you want to place there. Maybe you do have some new things happening there in relation to your purpose and your service. So this is a great month, a great opportunity for you to open into that. Now, also on the new moon, we have Pluto in Sagittarius trine Neptune in Virgo, and not Neptune, Mercury in Virgo. Mercury isn't far away from the sun and the moon when it's new. So there's kind of this stellium energy happening around the new moon, which brings in our mind, and it's our mind sort of on a break, not adding clutter here, Virgo, not adding things. We're trying to clear some things out. With Pluto trine, and Pluto's retrograde as well as Mercury being retrograde, this should be easy. So on the new moon, set the intention, present yourself the opportunity that letting go of things or things on your to-do list that is creating mental clutter, and perhaps it's creating physical clutter in your life, it's easy to let go. It's easy for me to liberate and destroy those things so that I can focus in on my bigger dreams. I can focus in what my potentiality. Perhaps there's new ideas that I want to explore, but perhaps there's things that are taking my energy that aren't beneficial to me and my health and my wellness. So that's how we start the week. And that's pretty big energy to step into this the first day of the week. So then on the 27th of September, we step into Tuesday. We still have the new moon vibes, of course, in Virgo. The main aspect that comes in on Tuesday is Jupiter in Pisces opposite the sun in Virgo. So if you've been playing along with me for a little while, you would have heard me mention this very archetypal opposition that we see coming up at the moment, and I certainly see it in my world, where we're attempting to rework, we're attempting to redo, we're attempting to reconnect, we're attempting to explore and expand into our version of spirituality, our version of mysticism. What are my beliefs really about spirituality? What are my beliefs about my mysticism? What does it really mean for me and my beliefs to be a mystic? And then on the opposite end of that is, but I still have to function as a human in this system. Now, if you're a similar circumstance to me, where I'm a very white Western woman with a bucket load of privilege, that's probably not going to be too painful. However, what I'm attempting to do is, what is my service and my contribution back to the collective? How can I support and serve and use my privilege as part of my mysticism and my spiritual practice to start to undo the system, to start to disrupt the system? Soul Service Astrology, 13 sign Sidereal Astrology is a disruption to the system. I'm asking you to question 99% of the astrology that you see out there and make your own mind up with your astrology. So this opposition is really you going, okay, what does it mean to be spiritual? What does it mean to be me in the real world? And do I have privilege? Do I have an ability to serve and contribute to enable others to do this, to enable others to have that, the hierarchy of needs so well met that they can ascend beyond survival mode? So that's kind of that opposition. It may ask you to look at some really rural things as part of your privilege and how that you can contribute in a bigger way. And I'm certainly seeing that pop up myself. Wednesday, the 28th of September, we have some more trine energy. Saturn in Capricorn is trine Mars in Taurus. So we haven't seen this aspect for quite some time, probably about 2 years, because the last time Saturn and Mars would have been trine, oh, maybe it wasn't 2 years, but it was a little while ago. Actually, yes, it could have been maybe 1 year, 18 months. The last time it was probably in Virgo, it would have been trine Saturn. So let's think about the energy Saturn offers us. So Saturn offers us mastery. It offers us methodology. It offers us discipline. And a word that I encountered today, and a practice that apparently comes from Greco-Roman times, is Stoicism. So that's kind of the energy of Saturn. Now in Capricorn, it's kind of on, it's amplified that energy because it's in its home sign. It really wants to step into a very considered, consolidated mastery And with all those words comes one word for me, and that's wisdom. We are really, with Saturn still in retrograde, it's what are the component parts of your, what is the methodology of your wisdom? What are the parts that feed into your mastery and your wisdom? Is there an avenue there that you are looking towards to leave an impact and a legacy from that wisdom? This energy is trine Mars. Now, trine energy is ease and flow. And towards Mars, Mars is our focus and our vitality and our energy. And in Taurus, it's really focused on well-founded values, building the lifestyle that we want without taking too much. So these two really work hand in hand. How are you focusing down your energy to focus in on building the lifestyle based on really congruent values? What are your congruent values? What are you really focusing your energy on? And are you congruent? And how does this feed into your wisdom? And are you able to review these parts of yourself? Review, what are my values? Am I congruent with them? What am I really focusing on? And then what are the component parts of my wisdom, and how do these fit together? And where does the impact and legacy come in? Now, of course, impact and legacy doesn't need to be huge. It can just be little bits all the time, right? And you're still making a contribution to this planet, because this is Earth, right? So you're making a contribution to this planet, to Earth, the Earth sign. So it's very grounded and of the world, so to speak. So that's actually really easy energy for you to tap into at the moment with that trine. Then on Thursday, Friday, we have Neptune opposite Mercury. So we get a little bit more of that Pisces opposition with Virgo, and you can kind of still see it happening here. We've got Neptune, Jupiter and Chiron in Pisces, and now we've got the Sun, Venus and Mercury in Virgo. So if you are feeling an oscillation between wanting to just be and be connected to consciousness and your intuition and be spiritual and be doing all those things, and then of course you're being asked to be very present in the world, even though sometimes the world can be a really hard place to be present in, this is what we're being called to harmonize. And there's the words. If we can be present to both, then we can be both, because this polarity is only different by a matter of degrees. And it's also only different by what the external world has told us. Now, with 3 personal planets, it's how are you serving yourself? It's how are you serving the collective? And then with 3 outer planets in Pisces, and in particular a significant one, Neptune, is how are you allowing your mystical intelligence to feed into your personal life? Now, as a reminder, our mystical intelligence is all parts of ourself, all intelligences, not just the gross ones. So the gross ones are smell, sound, touch, hear, taste, feel. The subtle senses is the ones I would like you to, or I encourage you to step into a little bit more, embracing them as you embrace your mystical nature, is seeing dreams, not necessarily just seeing with the eyes, dreams. Perhaps you have visions, hearing, perhaps you hear things, perhaps you're in the environment and you notice there's a particular plant or animal that's talking to you. Feeling, how does your body feel? Letting your body feed back the information to you. And then there's just knowing. There's these other senses that we can start to bring into our very human experience. And I would offer a suggestion that that is our purpose in this lifetime, in this moment in history, is that reintegration of our spiritual, mystical with our very human aspects, and that we get to be logical and analytical, which is very much the realm of Virgo, as well as being mystical. We get to do both. And that's what I would like to offer everyone. If you want to tap more into your mystical nature, then come and join ecoalchemy.org, because that's where we practice that every day, every week, and every month. And that's why you're listening to this, because you want to practice that too. So astrology is really a portal into developing and evolving your mystical intelligence, and then bringing that into your service and your purpose, which is very much what this opposition is about on the weekend. So I said that was on Thursday and Friday. That's the 29th and 30th. And then we have exactly what I discussed, is Jupiter opposite Venus. So again, we have this feeling and desire to expand into oneness, to expand into our mystical nature, but then very much we've got Virgo saying, okay, are you healthy? Are you looking after yourself? Are you connecting with your values? And then are you connecting with the people that you really want to be in your circle? Because Virgo is discerning. All right, so here's the word that's come up as I'm talking about this, is that you get to practice discernment for what you need, and discernment for where you would like to expand into your potentiality, and embracing yourself as the mystic and that mystical intelligence, and bringing that into your lived experience, and it not just being something nice out here that we talk about, but how do we really integrate it? How do we apply it? I refer to that as applied astrology. So how do you apply what I'm talking about in the real world? Well, you look, what's going on with my mind? What's going on with my body, my health, my wellness? How am I feeling? What can I see in my environment? How is my environment filling me up, feeding me? How am I contributing to my environment? And then, am I connected to those subtle senses? Am I using them? Am I allowing them to feed into something that's come up for me? Am I allowing them to feed into perhaps what might be seen as a mundane job or a very traditional job? How am I allowing my mystic to feed into that realm and not just keeping it separate, because we get to be both? So that is the astrology for the week of the 26th of September. And as I made mention, I have a membership community called Eco Alchemy. This is a community of people that want to expand and amplify into their mystical nature. And as I mentioned, what is our mystical nature? It means integrating and becoming congruent with all our intelligences. And that waxes and wanes, and it cycles and it spirals. And it's a place for you to come and be held, heard, allowing yourself to perhaps go into energy that maybe feels a bit, I don't know, I've never been there. So that will enable you to change, to get clarity, to shift fear, all those sorts of things. But it's a wonderful place. Each month we have a new moon circle. Each month we have a yoga session. So that allows you to tap into your body and your mind and your breath. And that brings health to all those aspects. The new moon circle is a place to converse and connect and share and purge, and also receive some personalized astrological information from me if you attend live. And then each week I have detailed astrological notes that go in there before the week commences. So you can just check in quickly each day with the energies that are available for you to harness, so that you can start to bring the astrology applied into your life. So if you'd like to join Eco Alchemy, go and check out ecoalchemy.org. I hope you have a glorious week, and I'll see you back here next week. Bye.